Well, welcome. Thank you today for joining us at the 19th meeting of the Board of Lake County Commissioners. Would all those who are willing and able please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of our country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Grant us, O Lord, light to our understanding, prudence in our investigating, foresight in our planning, sincerity in our deliberating, and the grace to follow truth in our judgment. Help us to be moved in our decision neither by fear nor by self-interest, and to do our work faithfully. May we respect the authority vested in us, for thou art the source of all authority, and may we use in our directives for the common good, and for thy honor and glory. Amen. Amen. Thank you all. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Present.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Here. Okay, this brings us to our first public comment portion of our meeting. Do we have anyone in attendance wishing to address the board? Mr. Lima, please. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Commissioners.
Sir?
It's going to warm up, I hope, this weekend. Get out in the yard and in the garden, so looking forward to it.
We have our promises from the masters of weather.
Right. As you know, I have serious concerns about the construction of a new jail. Aside from the projected cost of $100 million, I fear that such construction will allow the current criminal justice policies and practices to continue unabated. If we fail to change these policies and practices, the population of our jail will continue to grow, with the likely outcome of overcrowding and, once again, asking ourselves what to do about it. Since the founding of this country, we have embraced a punitive approach to criminal justice. The carceral state is alive and well in this country. We now lead the world with 2.12 million people behind bars, and we have less than 5% of the world's population, but 20% of the world's incarcerated people. You've heard the saying, spare the rod and spoil the child. Our system believes that offenders can and should be held accountable by metering out punishment in the belief that punishment will deter crime and change behavior. And that punishment is jail time. Our current thinking views crime as an act against the state rather than an act against the victim. The state makes laws to protect us from harm of all kinds, but mainly laws are made to keep us safe from each other. Rarely are crimes committed directly against the state. Despite this fact, the job of controlling crime has been given to the criminal justice system, where the focus is on establishing blame or guilt using an adversarial process, the State versus Jones. Once guilt is established, punishment is imposed, usually in the form of incarceration and/or fines. This approach diverts attention, responsibility, and accountability away from the offender and the victim. Restorative justice might be a good place to start, where we redefine accountability as assuming responsibility and taking action to repair harm caused by the offense, rather than defining accountability as taking punishment. This approach recognizes that punishment alone is not effective in changing behavior. Expanded use of community resources that are designed to facilitate restorative justice are needed in order to put this alternative system in place. Here, the focus should be on restitution as a means of restoring both parties, the offender and the victim, with the goal of reconciliation and restoration through dialogue and negotiation. The underlying belief is that the offender has the capacity to change and make reparations. This system recognizes that crime has both individual and social dimensions of responsibility. The recent announcement that Lake County will be the recipient of $44 million over 2 years in federal aid from the American Rescue Plan would allow us to put into place a restorative justice infrastructure, reducing the need for a new jail. These monies could be used to fund community resources that focus on behavioral health care, mental health treatment, substance misuse treatment, reigniting the job market, and aiding those with food, financial, and housing insecurities. With a restorative justice system in place, the potential for a safer community can become a reality. Now, this might seem like pie in the sky idea, but worth consideration when we ponder the construction of a new jail. As I have said previously, if we don't change our direction, we're liable to end up where we're going. Thank you.
As always, thank you, sir. Okay, anyone else in the audience wishing to address the board? Okay, before we move,
I'd like to say
oh,
something.
oh yes, please.
Dave, you always have stuff to offer that makes people think. I disagree with two of your three premises, or at least I have doubts about them. For instance, that we're getting farther and farther into this enculturation culture, if you will, or incarceration culture.
Your microphone?
Oh.
Your microphone.
I could argue, I believe, effectively, that over the last 50 years or so, as we've sort of liberalized the justice system more and more, we've seen incarceration go up tremendously. You know, as we put limits on the amount of time people can serve, as we limit judges' abilities to incarcerate. Even in some cases, of course, we insist on incarceration. But the death sentence is almost impossible to carry out. I think we've done a lot to sort of emaciate what 50 years ago you described, I think, well, as a culture of incarceration, if you will. I think that's been pushed aside to this whole effort from a liberal perspective to make the system more friendly, if you will, a little bit softer approach to crime. In reference to the number of people behind bars, I wonder if you included camps in China and other such countries where just whole communities of people are simply locked away. Whole demographics are locked away. That sort of thing doesn't happen in this country. I know you might argue otherwise, but I don't believe it's quite that stark a problem. In reference to restorative justice, I would like to learn a little bit more about that. I don't thoroughly understand what you're getting at there. So, interesting points and well presented. Thank you.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. And before we move on to electronic submissions, I just want to remind those wishing to submit questions or comments by electronic means, when you're providing a name, please provide an address. In fairness, when we have folks here presenting in person, they do give name and address. Please, Dave, I hope you gave your name and address, because boy, I'm going to feel like a bum if I missed that.
I didn't, but
You didn't?
I found a copy of my
Okay, so it's on your, may I ask for the record, though? I apologize. I'm sitting here thinking, it's like, I don't remember. I was so focused. What was the address there, if I could?
7774 Mentor.
77,
Litchfield Drive in Metro.
77, slow down. I'm old and hard of hearing. And that mask is killing me. What was that now?
7774
7774
Litchfield
Litchfield Drive. Mentor. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your understanding. But for those wishing to issue comments or questions, please include an address with your email. Thank you. And with that said, Jason, do we have any electronic submissions of questions?
We do not.
We do not. Okay. With that, we will move on to our first agenda item. Madam Clerk.
In the engineer's office, resolution authorizing change order number 1 for the LAK Madison Avenue County Road 306 resurfacing project with Carvo Companies Incorporated, decreasing the amount by $37,500, PID number 112490, FAN E200 649, OPWC number DGX05, LCE project number 2019-022.
Move to approve.
Second.
And discussion? Other than complimenting our engineer on keeping a nice tight hold on these funds and returning $37,500, I think that's always noteworthy that as the project grows closer to reality, and that's when the final numbers start coming in. So other than that, Madam Clerk, roll call please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik,
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution approving plans and specifications for Eagle Point Subdivision, Concord Township.
Move to approve.
Second.
And discussion, Dave, did you want to add anything to that, or? David Rodacci, Planning Commission.
Yes, sir. The resolution number 2 and resolution number 7 and 8, which are under the County Utilities Department, are plans and specs for a new subdivision road, sanitary sewer and water lines. With acceptance of these resolutions, the developer is allowed to begin construction of the road, storm sewer, sanitary lines, and water lines. So in a couple of months, we'll have another 47-lot subdivision in Concord Township ready to be sold for homes.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. Any questions, gentlemen? Dave, thank you. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik,
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution accepting a 2-year construction surety for Fairway Pines Subdivision Phase 3A in Painesville Township.
Move to approve.
Second.
And under discussion, Dave, there's a little bit of uniqueness here.
Yes, the construction surety is the developer is posting the full amount it costs to build the road, the sanitary road and storm sewers, in lieu of building the road and storm sewers. In this particular case, the road's already been started, it's almost done. It's in conjunction with resolution number 15, which is a dedication plat for Fairway Pines Phase 3A. With these two being passed, we will be able to file the actual subdivision plat, which will allow new homeowners to purchase the lots and start their homes.
And there was we've been working with this particular developer. There's been some technical challenges. There was a gas line, I believe, that was crossing this road that needed to be encased.
Yes, and that's the reason why they have to post the surety, because they can't get the last layer of asphalt on top of the road to be able to go into maintenance.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you for that detail. Any further questions? As always, Dave, thank you. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik,
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
In the Utilities Department, resolution awarding a bid contract in the amount of $2,024,303.05 to Terrace Construction for Mantle Road Waterline Replacement Project 407W.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Randy, did you want to add a little bit of background here, please?
Sure, this is the awarding of the contract for Mantle Road. It's the replacement of the entire length of Mantle Road. And with a 20-inch water line, we look forward to getting this project done and improving the system.
Very good. Thank you. Any questions? Very good. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution approving plan specifications and estimates of cost in the amount of $795,670 for Orchard Lakeshore to Chestnut Waterline Replacement Project Number 432W and advertising for bids for the same, bid opening June 9, 2021.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution increasing appropriations in the Lake County Department of Utilities Sewer Operating Fund.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution approving plan specifications and estimates of cost in the amount of $117,700 for Town Line Road Sanitary Sewer Extension Job Number 20-13 in Perry Township.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution approving plan specifications and estimates of cost in the amount of $218,185 for a water line for Eagle Point Subdivision in Concord Township, job number 21-02.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution approving plan specifications and estimates of cost in the amount of $410,994.10 for sanitary sewers for Eagle Point Subdivision in Concord Township, job number 21-26.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution authorizing execution of an engineering agreement with the C.W. Courtney Company for the Old Town Sanitary Sewer Improvements Project 445S for the Lake County Department of Utilities.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Randy, do you want to add anything to that one?
Sure. We talked a little bit about this last week. It's a Old Town area of Kirtland. It is under orders from Ohio EPA to install sanitary sewers. It will be an assessment project to the property owners. It'll be improvement to the neighborhood. And this resolution hires contracts with our consultants so he can begin design, so we can move forward with the project. It's going to be a several-year project. We estimate or anticipate a public hearing this fall or winter sometime, probably December or this coming January, for the first step as a public hearing, and then we'll from there construction and be a couple of years of construction for it.
Very good. Oh, sir?
Randy, what threshold or thresholds do they have to meet in order for the state to demand that they switch over to public source?
The process is typically there's a complaint heard to the health department. The health department does some investigations and gives a report to the Ohio EPA. Ohio EPA comes out and does some investigations. They test the surrounding waterways, ditches and creeks, and I think they also tested the Chagrin River in this case in that area, and found high levels of failing septic systems. And I don't know the exact criteria, but enough that they were issued orders for an improvement.
I see. Thank you.
Mr. President,
Sir?
I would just share that I saw Mayor Potter of Kirtland at the recent Lake Metro Parks dinner, and he wanted to make a point of thanking the Lake County Board of Commissioners for assisting Kirtland with this matter. It's obviously a very difficult time where a whole neighborhood is being forced to join the sanitary sewer system. There are large assessments and financial burdens on his residents, but he expressed great gratitude to all of us for assisting Kirtland with this matter, and I wanted to pass that along to you both.
Very good. Thank you, sir. All right, if there's nothing further, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution transferring cash from Lake County Department of Utilities Sewer Operating Fund transfers out to General Obligation Retirement Funds transfers in.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik,
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution increasing appropriations and transferring cash within Lake County Department of Utilities Solid Waste Operating Fund and Project Fund 597.
Move to approve?
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik,
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
And Job and Family Services Department, resolution approving Lake County Department of Job and Family Services vouchers, date of warrant, May 21st, 2021, in the amount of $458,776.10.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik,
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
And the Commissioner's Office, resolution authorizing participation in a sublease purchase arrangement with the Ohio Secretary of State for the purpose of acquiring and implementing voting machines and equipment and financing certain costs thereof, a sublease purchase agreement evidencing such arrangement and matters related thereto.
Move to approve?
Second.
Discussion? Just by way of background, this is a simple ministerial function. After we proceeded with last week's resolution, this was from the Secretary of State's office, just to keep the process moving, which I believe is what frees up, I believe it's the $2.2 million. So we have a real vested interest in passing this one. If there's nothing further to add, I would ask Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik,
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes. Thank you both.
Resolution approving the final dedication plat for Fairway Pines Subdivision Phase 3A in Painesville Township.
Move to approve?
Second.
Discussion? I would just harken this back to, I believe, agenda item number 3, as David Odashi pointed out, just to connect the two. Other than that, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik,
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution reappointing Charles Zibble to the Lake Tran Board of Trustees for a term ending May 15, 2024.
Move to approve?
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik,
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution appointing William F. Epic to the Lake Tran Board of Trustees for a term ending May 15, 2024.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik,
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution appointing Daniela Nunnally to the Lake Tran Board of Trustees for a term ending May 15th, 2024.
Move to approve?
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik,
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
In the Finance Department, resolution approving payment of bills as listed on the Commissioner's Approval Journal in the amount of $2,528,919.45.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik,
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution approving purchase orders as listed on the Commissioner's Purchase Order Approval Journal in the amount of $531,344.69.
Move to approve?
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik,
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution increasing appropriations for various non-general fund accounts.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik,
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution transferring cash and appropriations within various general and non-general fund accounts.
Move to approve?
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik,
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes. This brings us to our departmental reports portion of our meeting. Utilities, Randy?
Thank you, Commissioner. Gary Fedak is here, and he'd like to introduce Nate Zieg. He is our newest Class 4 wastewater operator.
Ah, yes, thank you. They're a rare breed. course, now we'll be getting all solicitations to hire him away from us.
No. Well, good afternoon again. Yeah, we wanted to take an opportunity to recognize another significant achievement by one of our employees. As you may recall, last time we were talking about drinking water. This time we're going to be talking about wastewater or sanitary. Wanted to follow up, as Randy had said, that Nate Zieg has received his Class 4 license in wastewater. Again, as a refresher, there's only about 150 people in Ohio that have this certification. I'm going to say a few words about his background and turn it over to him. Before I do that, I just wanted to point out that why this one is kind of extra special, extra significant. When they do their Class 4 thesis, they have to submit that to a board of industry experts in water and sewer. Typically, it does not get approved the first time. Sometimes it does not get approved the second time. Sometimes it takes 3 times. Nate was one of the few in Ohio to ever get their thesis approved on the first try. So that's one of the reasons this is extra special. Going into his background before I turn it over to him, he started with us in 2009. He works at the Mentor GLK facility plan in terms of the wastewater treatment. He's been oversees about 20 to 25 employees in the operations area there. He has a degree from Kent State, so he has a lot of background and a lot of education on top of this. He's worked his way up through the ranks from entry level all the way to now assistant superintendent. So he's one step away from becoming that superintendent. I think that kind of lays out some of the things. I'll probably let him talk from there, but that's kind of an overview of his background.
Fantastic. Welcome.
Hello. Good afternoon, Commissioners. I just wanted to say thank you for allowing me to come up here, and thank you to Gary for saying thank you, and congratulations on doing this. It's an honor for me to be here today. Receiving my Class 4 was just mind-blowing. I was completely awestruck that I passed it on the first time. These gentlemen can attest when they called and broke the news to me, I was speechless, and that's not normally like how I am. This is a goal of mine. I started in 2009, and that was a goal that I set for myself on my first day of hire. I just wanted to say thank you for all the employees within the department that helped me achieve my goal. Thank you to my family, and I'm grateful for all the opportunities that the department has provided for me throughout my career here. So thank you very much.
Exceptional. Thank you. Gentlemen, anything for our successful addition here?
Just congratulations, great
Thank you.
work.
It's always good to see Randy smiling from behind that mask there. The eyes give it away.
Mr. President, I would just say, from the opportunity that Director Roethlisberger gave me to tour the GLK plant, I got a firsthand opportunity to see the incredible expertise of the Department of Utilities and the great service that you all provide. And today, you exemplify that expertise. You're not satisfied in just doing the job. You do it better and better and better every day. And to achieve the Class 4 license, the highest distinction in your field, is an exemplar of all of your colleagues, and you're representing them in a very special way today. But congratulations in particular to you, because this is an amazing personal achievement, even as you reflect the best of Lake County.
Thank you very much.
Oh, bless you. Thank you,
I
sir.
appreciate your kind words.
You've earned them, sir. You've truly earned them. Thank you. Very good. Randy, anything additional?
That's all, thank you.
Very good. Thank you. All right, moving on to our County Administrator, Jason Boyd.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Just real brief. Yesterday, Governor DeWine, in his press conference, made an announcement, I believe it's June the 2nd, that some of the health orders, it sounds like a lot of the health orders that are in place could potentially be lifted. So we will be Management will be working with the Health District and the Board of County Commissioners to develop our policies and procedures moving forward, but I wanted to let you know. And then just about 25 minutes ago, it looks like the CDC just made some similar announcements for those who are vaccinated. So we'll be working with Ron Graham and provide you some recommendations on how the county will proceed with a more open environment as we continue down this road. And as I've been doing for the past 4 months, please, for those who are not vaccinated and wish to do so, plenty of openings the next few weeks, notably in the Paynesville area, for walk-ins and scheduled appointments. Visit the Lake County Health District's website and the ArmorVax app, and the opportunity presents itself. Thank you.
Excellent. And on the COVID update, I just want to throw one out there. I always like to share good news. I've had a lot of good feedback from schools, school superintendents, how pleased and impressed and how supportive they are about the Lake County General Health District, and especially Health Commissioner Ron Graham. He has, and I can personally attest to this, early on I was invited to observe many of the superintendent meetings with Lake and Geauga County. Their conversations were candid, comprehensive, passionate. Ron Graham has continued to have that balance of local control, his being respectful of each school district and their unique needs. That's resonating loud and clear, and I think that's something worth sharing with all. So I think that's also something worthy of our COVID update. And good stuff. So thank you, sir. Anything on that, gentleman?
Mr. President?
Sir.
I would just say that I'm grateful to be serving on a Board of Commissioners that has taken the lead on reopening Northeast Ohio. Our buildings are officially open to the public as of Monday, and we continue to work hard to make sure that our county reopens in a strong and safe way so that our businesses are going to have the opportunity to come back strong as well. That conservative but aggressive approach, I think, is going to serve us very well, because we need to reopen. And from Commissioner Hammercheck's hard work volunteering at every vaccination pod, I think literally at every single one.
Not that, most definitely not every single one. But thank you, though.
Maybe missing one.
That'd be like saying you're at every single event in the county. It just looks that way.
To Commissioner Young's leadership as well in making sure that we reopen. I think that we've taken a very strong stance for Lake County to make sure that we are well positioned to come back and really to lead Ohio.
Indeed, and I was going to throw this in under new business, but I'm just going to say, with the governor's announcement last night that COVID restrictions will be lifted on June 2nd, I want to take this opportunity to thank the people of Lake County who have worked hard to achieve this goal, from our frontline workers to the parents who rose up to the occasion to support their children's educations. I would like to say thank you to all. It's because of you that we are able to reopen and once again enjoy a summer with friends, family, and loved ones. So our community, I have to say, that's something else, and I know we've shared that here time and again, but it's worth restating. Lake County has been a guiding light in this entire pandemic. Best practices and sharing what we've learned. So with that, if there's nothing further,
I'd like to say briefly that this whole thing has been a tremendous balancing act between the safety of the people of Lake County and at the same time the future of the people of Lake County. And by that I simply mean that we have the health concerns on one hand, where of course the mask and social distancing, accelerating the timeline for the inoculations, making sure they're well organized and go off on time. But at the same time, our business community needs to be able to maintain itself and be ready to open again, because without a thriving business community, there's just no future. People lose hope. And you see it in the crime statistics. Domestic violence goes up. Child abuse. At every turn, you see problems. Suicide. You see problems develop because people can't work. If people can't work, it's hard for them to find meaning in their lives. If they can't find meaning in their lives, then we have a real problem in Lake County, Ohio, and of course nationally. So it's been a real balancing act, and I know we've all worked together here and the state, etc. But I'm so thankful that things are opening up. I think we've had about enough of some of these limitations that have been placed on us. Some of them are considered unconstitutional. I can relate to that. I'm not sure how I can work all that out from my own perspective, but I think we'll work that out nationally in one way or another. But at any rate, it's so good to hear we're opening up again, and there's hope for the future. Thank you.
Thank you, and you make an excellent point. Our mayors and managers, they have been true partners to this. Again, the local leadership. So I just want to throw that out there. We've had Mayor Morley really stepped up. He's been a tremendous partner to work with, and again, that direct contact with the people, and that excellent level of communications. So, all right, with that, Madam Clerk, save us from ourselves. We're all still smiling, so let's keep going.
No, my report is an easy one. Just the next commissioners meeting is going to be next week, Thursday, May 20th. We will be back to our regular time at 10 a.m.
Very good, thank you. All right, legal.
No reports, Commissioner.
Thank you. And old business. Do you have any old business? New business. John, did you want to talk about captains, the opening day? That's your bailiwick there, so.
I would just say, Mr. President, that our Lake County captains did not disappoint. They won our home opener 3-0 over the Fort Wayne Tin Caps, and it was exciting to be there to throw out the first pitch with Mayor Morley and East Lake Council. I would also add a special congratulations to East Lake Council President John Myers, because we're both going to another baseball stadium this Saturday. Cleveland State University is celebrating its graduation at Progressive Field with our Cleveland Indians, and President Myers' son is graduating. I'll be there as a professor for Cleveland Marshall. He'll be there as a proud father, and I know many Lake Countyans will be there with us. So a big congratulations to every Lake County resident who's celebrating their graduation at Cleveland State and at many other colleges and universities over the following couple weeks.
Very good. Let's see, also today, Mentor Public Schools. Commissioner Pletchik and I representing the county at the, I pray I don't screw these names up too bad, the Komen Spring Zonville Military Commencement. These are the young people who are pledging themselves to our armed forces. You get a lot of time to think sometimes in this job, and we have so many young people. And one of the things when we go through the census, we've been talking about keeping our young people home, giving them a reason to stay. How very often we hear America is the greatest country. You get the cliches of why we're the greatest country. Then you get the cliches of no, you're not the greatest country because of this, that, and the other thing. And pretty much my entire adult life, I've held the position that America is truly the greatest country for a number of reasons. Many of them are resources. And our young people, I have also said for a long time, are our greatest resources. And to see these young people dedicated, committed, and looking to a way of life where they are pledging their honor and all that they may have, and knowing that they are going to be faithful, perform their duties with zeal, even serving people who do not support them, who do not believe in their mission, who in fact would complicate their lives if not outright work against them. But it's commitment like that that makes America the greatest country, where you will have people standing in defense of things and people that are certainly not supporting them. And I would hope that we could get back to thanking those who are serving and have served our country and are starting off on their new life of starting it, because it's a big step. Words escape me to be more eloquent, but I trust speaking from the heart's good enough.
Well said.
Anything you want to add to that, my friend?
Mr. President, I would just say it's always an honor to see that type of commitment up close and personal. And the only reason any of us are in a position to debate whether or not we are the greatest country in the world is because of young women and men like those who fought for our right to debate anything.
Indeed. Okay, if there's no other new business, do we have anyone else in the audience wishing to address the board in the second public portion? No takers, and just again a friendly reminder, those wishing to submit comments or questions by electronic means, please include an address with your name. Jason, do we have any submissions of electronic questions or comments?
None.
Jason Boyd, County Administrator, indicating none. Thank you. We do have a request for executive session. The purpose will be pending litigation. There'll be no business to be conducted afterward. Do we have a motion to adjourn into executive session for the reasons so stated?
So moved.
Such enthusiasm. I'll take that as a
Second.
first and a second. Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for joining us today.